President Donald Trump has ramped up US military in the Caribbean. How significant is this, in your opinion, and what has been the reaction from Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro?
Look, this is disappointing and unnecessary. The United States is going to burn a lot of what we call, military readiness with an aircraft carrier and its associated destroyers, potentially submarine, the aircraft carrier wing in the Caribbean. These are forces that are necessary for China and for other high-end threats, not for the Venezuelan Navy or Air Force. This is, it's our most modern one, the Gerald Ford. As far as I'm concerned, every month spent in the Caribbean will be 2 or 3 months in the yards and non-availability for future use in the Pacific or in the Middle East. So this is very concerning. And this is not the only force. There's 7 or 8 other ships, multiple aircraft squadrons, Marines on amphibious ships. We're burning a lot of readiness on what I think is mostly, posturing by the United States.
And these recent sanctions put on Russia by the US, how successful will sanctions be, do you think, for Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the war, if at all?
So they are going to have an impact. How strong their impact is has to do with 2 factors. The first is the degree to which the United States enforces their implementation. So President Trump's made the decision. Now the bureaucracy has to properly execute it and get the kind of quiet guidance to do that. I think that's going to happen. The second wild card in this is how India and China respond to that. I think India will come into line now, but China will continue, I think, broadly to do their best to attempt to continue to support Vladimir Putin. As most people know, Ukraine is not fighting Russia. They're fighting Russia, North Korea, Iran, and China. And China is backstopping the Russian economy completely to the tune of 35 to 40% increase in imports and exports and direct investment over the last 4 years.
All right, Mark Montgomery, really appreciate your time and expertise today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.